The delivery man is arguing with the merchant when he sees a lion charging in his rearview mirror, and he speeds up to escape. The deliveryman was trying to use the intersecting streets to get rid of it, but the lion was also hungry and crazy, so how could it let him go? The deliveryman accidentally falls at the intersection and falls into the river. He climbed up despite the danger and realized that the lion had disappeared. And that was because he had looked in the wrong direction. The lion then set his sights on a dining car. The little girl greeted him. The girl's mother turned around and backed away in fear. The people inside the car were terrified. They all pushed their way to the front of the car. One of them tried to block the lion with an umbrella but was killed by the lion. The train then crashed and none of the passengers inside survived. A few days earlier, the lion had been in the neighborhood. First a couple was killed. The girl's father went out to check on the girl and found his daughter kneeling in the corner and then dragged away. The father rushed over and was not spared, hearing the screams outside. The mother inside the house panicked and stepped out with a pistol. She was killed as well, leaving her young daughter shivering. The next day, when the police arrived, they found the mutilated body of the youngest daughter by the river. The man-eating lions attacked the people one after another, while the police chief did not want to publicize the truth because it would affect the local tourism industry, so he declared to the public that it was just a few ordinary cases of animal attacks. But Licky is adamantly opposed to this. She is a zoologist and speculates, based on the size of the footprints at the scene, that this is a 2-meter-long, 400-plus pound male lion that simply won't stop once it's had a taste of human flesh. To avoid more casualties, the chief called a press conference to acknowledge the presence of lions in the city, and not a single person believed it. The reporters thought it was a joke. The boy slid down the slide and a lion appeared in front of him, and to make matters worse, his sister behind him also got into the slide and quickly slid down. When he saw the lion, he was so scared that he rushed back up. The lion rushed up and tried to pull her, but its head was too big to be stuck. The girl fought her way up. Her feet slipped and she almost died. Eventually the girl slipped due to lack of strength. Luckily the lion was gone. But unfortunately the brother had been dragged away and all that was left was blood all over the floor and a shoe. And after tracking the lion all the way, the experts brought in by the police confirmed that the lion was in the city park. And the police evacuated the tourists and blocked off the park. At night, the experts began to set up traps, hanging deer carcasses as bait, placing traps around the area because male lions are territorial, playing the lion roars of other lions to lure their targets over, and then raising their guns and waiting. After a long time, did not see the lion. The expert opened the night vision device, found that the front of the bushes have movement, and hurriedly raised his gun to aim, found that it is a rabbit. This time the roar came from the distance. The sound is getting closer and closer to him to aim at the target, just about to shoot, but the result is found to be their own son. At this time next to the sound, the son ran to the other side of the ambush. Experts back to the tent to observe, suddenly felt a cold back. The son heard the screams, rushed back, saw the lion is tearing Dad. Dad told him to hurry and shoot. See, the son has been scared, numb hands and feet, do not listen to the command. Accidentally stepped on the trap. Father and son are dead. The special forces are heavily armed and the target is actually a lion. But just after the opening, one of the team members fell into a trap, followed by the captain, who was also hung upside down. He pressed the trigger and just wouldn't let go. Another teammate accidentally triggered the bomb fuse. At this time, several black shadows appeared in the jungle and were killed by the captain, who was hanging on the tree. The chief feels helpless and has to agree to let Jack hunt the lions. Lige runs into the utility room and then into the other side of the ceiling vent. Jack's wheelchair is dying and the lion has come up behind him. He raises his gun and aims it at the lion and starts sprinting as well. The bullets don't do a bit of good on him. All he could do was drive his wheelchair backward, crashing through the fence and getting his feet stuck, his whole body hanging upside down in midair. The lion swung its claws around to try and grab him, then took a bite out of his leg. Jack scrambles in pain and eventually falls, crawling with all his might into the next room. Coincidentally, Lizzie also falls from the ceiling of the room, and Jack lets her saw off her leg as bait. At that moment, the lion follows the blood trail and finds the broken leg on the floor. Licky immediately opens the gas bottle and sprays it at the lion. In the confusion, the gas mask is broken and she is about to be gassed to death. Luckily, Licky's boyfriend shows up in time and opens the door to save her. As he uses a chair to block the bloody mouth, Lizzie seizes the opportunity to grab an awl and stab it. The lion, which can't even be killed by a gun, finally dies, and Jack also dies from blood loss. Lizzie tries to give him one last ride, but ends up halfway there when the door is lifted off the car. and Lizzie escapes from behind, driving a passerby's car and toppling the ambulance onto the railroad tracks. The train collides with the ambulance and the cannibal lion's crisis is finally averted.